Hi everyone, this is Balazs from RacingBrick. Today I'm reviewing the most unique Technic set from the August 2024 wave. This is the 42174 Emirates Team New Zealand AC75 Yacht. The box is very tall, it has the 18 plus design with the black background, and the Emirates Team New Zealand logo can also be seen in the corner. On the back there is another view of the build and several smaller photos showing the various features, the dimensions, and a note on the pneumatic functions included. Let's see what's inside. The set has only 962 pieces, the price is 120 euros or dollars, and it is already available. The box is an unusual content, here is a strange white box, the massive folded sails. Let's unpack everything. So, we get 6 numbered paper bags, the mysterious white box, a small brown paper bag, a sticker sheet, the instructions, another plastic bag with a few parts, and the vinyl sails. Let's take a look at the white box. Oh, okay, more sails, wow. I thought the ones we've seen were big, but these are gigantic, undoubtedly the biggest vinyl sheets ever included in a LEGO set. Look at that, it covers half the table. By the way, the sheet is more than 60 centimeters long, incredible. The small brown bag is less exciting after that, it contains the pneumatic hoses. This must be a very special LEGO release, because unlike other branded smaller sets, there is additional information at the beginning of the instructions describing the America's Cup, a data sheet for the yacht, and another page with all the features included. So, time to start building. The set uses a few recently introduced parts, such as this small frame or this inverted curved panel. The construction is, let's say, quite unusual so far. Now it's time to add the 2 pneumatic switches, meanwhile paying attention to the orientation of the red parts. I will add rubber inserts here, a crank there, and also added some hoses. The last part from bag 1 is this pump, which we also need to attach one of the hoses to. This is how we are going to manually drive the pump to supply the pneumatic system. Before we continue, a small correction, the grey hose should be fed through the pinhole like this. We add more gears that are connected to the large grey gear that is driven by the crank handles. Here we add another gear, and then comes this interesting contraption with the rubber band. These are here to simulate the grinder handles of the real boat, we have 2 on each side at the end. The first stickered panels are added with a nice big sponsor logo. I have installed 2 small cylinders here, and now we can observe how the switches on each side will control them, while of course I have to crank to supply air to the system. These parts, which are almost all new in dark turquoise, represent the parts of the foil cant arms that are moved by the pneumatic cylinders. We have new long reverse panel fairings, here is one of them next to the old version. These match in shape the ones we had in the Mercedes-AMG F1 set and the Porsche GT4 earlier this year. The new fairings are not the easiest to fit, they are used here. This section has an unexpected part, a steering arm with a toggle socket. It was used to create this very special shape, the whole assembly goes here. More tricks are used to shape this part of the hull. If you want a lot of these small panels in black, this set is a good part spec. The build continues at the other end and is quickly covered with the creative use of all the new panel fairings. The mainsail boom is controlled by these 8-tooth gears and the rubber band. The next section is the mast with some unusual building techniques, and it will also be quite large. One side is covered with these system elements. I think we are only now beginning to understand the real size of the build. Now the stays are in place and the mast is stabilized. We complete the bow end of the boat, then here comes the spring-loaded mechanism. I had to add this string here, which was quite a tricky exercise. Now here comes a surprise, one of the plastic foils from the smaller sheet is actually used to cover this section. We are nearing the end and have attached the foils to the foil cant arms and the rudder as well. It's time to remove the excess vinyl from the mainsails. These are printed on one side, but there is a reason for that. On the real boat, the mainsail is not flat, but is a so-called twin-skin mainsail that practically forms a vertical wing. The headsail is now also installed with pieces matching the color of the print, well, approximately. A few more extra bits, and the build is finished. So, here is the end result, and it's huge. It is 68 centimeters high, which is 37 inches. I really didn't expect that from a set with less than 1000 pieces. The color scheme is great, the entire paint job is replicated with stickers and vinyl foils. There is only one small flaw, the New Zealand flag is not perfectly reproduced, you can see the difference here. So in case you are wondering, the stand is an integral part of the structure, it can be separated. I guess that's why the usual boat doesn't float notice on the box is missing, which should be obvious with this build. Now let's take a look at the functions. As you could see during building, the most important features are operated here. The main gear in the center drives the pump that supplies the cylinders with air to pump up the foil-cant arms. The same gear drives the 4 grinder handles. These smaller gears, which are connected by the yellow rubber band, control the mainsail. The string we have added here controls the jib, but it's a bit different. I can loosen it so that the built-in shock absorber can flip it from side to side. So that's it, now for the price. At first glance, the price per piece ratio doesn't look good. The VTOL spaceship has a lot more parts for $10 less, and the Ford GT has about 50% more pieces for the same price. But if we compare the size with the Ford GT, this set is much bigger even without the sails, it has many large panels and so on. As always, other retailers have a way lower price on the first day, at least in Europe you can buy the set for as low as 90 euros already. I think for that price it's a good looking and unique set. It has some unusual features that I wouldn't call very playable as it's more of a display model, but it's still pretty accurate and can help you learn about the real thing. Speaking of which, I really appreciate the list of functions in the manual, it's pretty unique, but it would be even better if there was a visual aid explaining them and how they can be operated. I know I can't ask for an app for every LEGO set, but even a mini site on lego.com would really help with some additional information, some comparison with the real boat and so on. So, this is a display model with some functionality inside that you can easily observe. It's an interesting build, so if you're okay with this somewhat niche theme, I think you will like it. However, it needs some space, a standard closed cabinet won't work. Please let me know what you think about the set and its functions, let's talk about it in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe with notifications because more exciting LEGO videos are coming soon. See you next time, bye bye.